Going. We've had a right flap this evening. This is our first stream. Happy Halloween. Welcome to RC Shack Official, RC Shack Fab Shack. As you've seen, if you do follow our channel, and if you're not following us, please like and subscribe, do the thing, head on over to our channel and you'll see what I'm gibbering on about. If you do follow us already, and you know who I am, I'm Ben, aka Neb, Ben backwards because I'm a bit backwards. Nice to see you all. Thank you for coming in. Tonight is quite a little special moment for me. Not only is it our first stream, not only is it Halloween, but number 7 is standing up. Number 7 is standing up on her own. For people who don't know at home, this is we build here at RC Shack. Me and my wife and my boy, we not only have a YouTube channel and film RCs, but we build them. We build RTRs, what are called ready to runs. I build one-offs, stainless steel tubes, cages, full brushless kits for a reasonable price. One-offs. So I'm on number 7. I've called myself Chakra. This is the Chakra range because it started with Capra skids and F9 portals. So it's sort of come from there, really. This is number 7. Number 7 is for a good mate of mine and someone in the club. He's in our drivers club. And I don't like to know too much about them. I don't like too much input. I don't look on Google. I just like to free build and just, design as I go. I've got a couple of layouts I stick to, which shows that they're chakras. So I don't like to know too much about them. And I started building this, and the only thing I did know that he was into spiders, likes cobwebs and spiders, and that's all I really knew. So I started building it, and it started turning into a bit of a Herman. I got this Herman Munster feel from it. Anyway, long story short, I got hold of him and said to him, "Listen, it's looking a bit rat roddy Herman Munstery," and how weird. Most people don't know who Herman Munster is. I suppose you've got to be a certain generation, and he is of our generation. I'm in my 24s. And he knew who Herman Munster was, and he was like, "Wow, I love rat rods," and it was just a bit of a coincidence. So that's where I've sort of gone with it. And tonight, really, I should have done it on the live. I just sort of welded up I finished the bonnet, and I thought I'll just put in some tabs for the shock absorber so it can stand up on her own. Here we are, that's full out. It's pretty cool. Nothing's like the cage isn't on properly at the minute, and it's all a bit slack and loose. And everything is just tacked together. With this one, he just wanted an all-rounder. He just wanted something that you could put on rocks and not have to worry about it, and that is the point of the point of the cages. And he also wanted something that he can just stick in the woods and trail. Now, if it's rock, it's got massive overdrives on it, and they're light, and it's not always the best for trail. If you know, you know. If you don't know. And sometimes, in the trail, you need a bit of weight. You don't need that massive overdrive and stuff. So I tried to make this a bit. He only had one specification, and that one spec was he wanted a dig function on it. And it's not really what I build. I normally build them with overdrive 2 low boxes, well 3 OD3 boxes. So this is a bit of a new one for me building it like this. And this is the first one where I come away from the Capra skid, and I've built this one around a Wraith skid. This thing's a monster. The rig is bloody huge, but I say huge and all that lot. I've actually built it to the same spec as another rig of mine. All scratch built, by the way. This is War Pig. That's another rig, and I've built her to the same. Now, admittedly, it's looking a bit battered, and I don't mean the paint job, but at the minute, in general, she's a bit battered. I took her on the rocks. I don't know if if you're new here, go back and have a look at our channel. Go and see on our channel. Go and have a look. This is new video out. Go and have a look at War Pig running around on the rocks. Yeah, trying to be pretend to be a rock crawler. Back to number 7. I've called it Jackpot. I built it around the same wheelbase as this. This is 355. At the moment, fully slammed. Number 7 is at 356. It's like a mill in it, but this platform works beautiful. It's all on a homemade chassis, and you know, it's my rendition of a bow tie drop bed wrecker, American muscle wrecker. And yeah, if you're part of the club, you know the thing's a weapon. And if you're not part of the club, have a look at the videos again. So yeah, I've built the wheelbase around that. I like big 110s, as big as you know, as big as you can go without being silly. Before really, it's definitely not a 1/10 scale anymore. You know, you're going up into the bigger wheelbases, and the scale of the body might look 110, but the size of it actually isn't. Yeah, standing up. First thing I have noticed, and I've literally, this is no joke, 30 seconds before I went live, I pulled the wooden block out from under this for the first time. So you've got my reaction as much as you're looking at it. What I have noticed is, although I've put very heavy oil in the shocks, the springs could do with some more springage. It needs a bit of loading then, doesn't it? But it's coming up slowly, and you know, I don't want it obviously stand up on. I don't want to stood up on like a stilt. I've tried to design this one with it's got lots of underclearance under the skid here because it's stepped the slider, but the skid is obviously dropped. It's 85mm. Fully shocked out, 100mm shocked. There's 85mm underneath it, 60mm when fully slammed. Will it stepped in, which is all right. It's all right. We'll see. But it definitely just needs a different spring in there just to hold the weight possibly a bit better.
Should we just say hello to Katie and Chris?
Katie, yo, how we doing? Chris, welcome. Chris, who?
And Rockpile RC Young.
Chris Young, hello,
yeah.
Mate. How we doing?
And
right?
Zombie. Our editor's in the house, guys.
Oh God! All right, Con, come on. Love you, mate. So that's where I'm at with it. Like I say, this is my sort of first time seeing it standing up. I really like free building, and just, you know, I could probably knock these out in a week, but they'd all be like, they wouldn't be the visions I have for them. Yeah, I like it. It's different. It's very, very different. Next sort of step on it, which I should really do in the live, but I'm not going to. Tonight, I'm going to put her wheels on it and just have a look. These are my wheels that are on it at the minute. The next step is some 2mm tube, 2mm, 1/2mm thick, 1/2mm hole. And then, or a 2mm tube, 3mm tube, 2mm hole. It's slightly bigger, I don't like it. And I want to put some more lattice work into it, like the door bars. Now, this for me is all new. Now, these are literally just simply tacked in. None of the welds, every weld needs rerunning over and actually sorting out. I have never tried to weld a 2mm tube, 1/2mm thick, to anything substantial. And wow, is that difficult. Like, you have to be, I've realised I have to be really in tune with myself at the day. I need to be calm, sat down, and like, some of this is made out of 6mm solid. Now, only very small bits. The bottom runner bars here, these are 6mm. Top crash bars, M2, and this one is a 6mm. The rest of it is all tube. And I do like to just incorporate some solid tube into it, especially along structural parts or bits that are going to get smacked. But I don't like to use too much of it because it's heavy. Trying to get a puddle on a 6mm solid stainless and run that into a 2mm tube, or from 2mm into 6, it tested me. Putting the doors in, it tested me. But I had very thin wire. I couldn't get the material in. It was just a bit, and it was the first time doing it. And I have been practicing. So next step for this is more 2mm, little 2mm that come in here, off that line. Another one off the back here. Some across the tops, just little 2mm, little lattices. Now these will probably weather and wear and bend and nick. These will move around, and it'll actually give it like a crisp crunch look. If the plan works, it'll look beautiful. Because it is number 7, and my dog is freaking out, by the way. The fireworks off. She is flipping her lid at the minute. My dog gets in the bath with fireworks. She's bad. She's in the bath at the minute on Valium. Bless her. So, because it's number 7, and I've named it Jackpot, 777s, I thought I would make some lovely 7s, and I'm going to try and make a badge. Now, they're not on their last wet and dry yet. They actually take a very long time to make, and it's not hard, it's just labor intensive. 2000 grit wet and dry. Oh my god, it goes on forever, but it will be so worth it. The 3 main ones will be highly hand polished, and it'll just be putting the love into it, you know, just polishing love into them. But I've also got some little ones to cut out somewhere. I did just have it because bear with me. Oh yes, here. I've also got a load of 7s on there. Now these won't be highly polished. These are just going to be cut out. That obviously will be square and symmetrical to themselves. It's not like I'm just going to get the grinder and blindly cut them. Loads of them will be cut out, and I'm going to incorporate them into it somehow. I don't know. I'll probably put another 3 or 5. I don't like even numbers really. 3 or 5 somewhere amongst the rig. Little ones hidden, little badge. Still got a name badge to go on. And I've still got a lot of work. I've still got to take the cage off and weld the whole thing up and go over it, as well as make another 7. They take like an hour. There's probably a quicker way of doing it, but I just don't know if you'll get that beautiful finish or not. But they take about an hour each. But it's worth it. Which way round do they go? Let me have a look at that. Because I've made them sizes. Hang on. The little one goes inside the bigger one, and that's got a funny step on it. So I want to try and make a badge like that, and they'll just be tacked from the back. Yeah, we shall see. But nevertheless, it's standing up. I'm absolutely buzzing. What I will get on with now with these rigs, I'm trying to make one-off stainless steel rigs affordable. Now, if you're into RC, you know, you ask someone to make you how much for a scratch built custom bumper? 50 quid, 60 quid, £100 for bumpers, and half of them aren't even TIG welded, half of them aren't even tube, and if they are, they're bloody soldered or sibbed. Now don't get me wrong, horses for courses, I'm not knocking brazing, and it's softer, it's pliable, you know, you're less likely to crack it. On a go-kart, do a lot of go-kart racing, you know, on a go-kart, same again, you would braze a chassis because of vibration. If you cracked a chassis and weld it, you'll just chase a weld, it'll crack and crack and crack. So I'm not knocking the sibbing, but for a setup, you know, a lot of money. Whereas this, I'm trying to build, you know, I'm not perfect, I have tolerance I try and work to. If I put hour to pound in these, I am way out of pocket. They cost me, they probably cost me about what I sell them, but it's not what it's about for me. If you don't know me, I've got really bad ADHD. I do not sit down. I have to be doing something all the time, otherwise I'll just hit the self-destruct button all my life.
Can we just, Somi just said hi.
Yo!
And Anel said her dad should like this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Get him on, Anel. Come on.
Gemma's just popped into the feed.
Get all the old men out of sheds on here. Come on. Yeah, so I don't make any money on these, really. I just want to make one-off beautiful bits of other artwork for me and make them affordable for everybody else. So in the process of doing that, because of how much I spend on parts, stainless, gas, wire, not every part is at its best. And my main thing is, I guarantee the cage is for life, and if you bang a tube up or anything like that, as long as I'm alive and kicking and doing stuff, which I will be, I'll fix it for free. You manage to bend them up and throw it off a cliff, cool. Obviously, if you run it over with your car on a driveway, that's a different story. That's not, but in the means of it, but as far as it goes to parts, I can't go spending £80 on a set of Trill rims. I do make everything brushless. I use a brushless coreless 55 kilo servo, and every rig has a Hobbyring Fusion SE or a Pro in it. And I try, I make them all metal. I try and make them out of the best quality parts as I can. And in the process of doing that, I try and stick to certain things I know. Now, these rims have been a love of my life. There's only 4 colours. I've never had the silver ones. And when I first bought them, they were like £32 a set, and and I thought fair enough. And they've now come down to a fairly reasonable price if you've got like promo codes. Gem plays AliExpress game. Gem gets coins like you wouldn't believe. Gem's addicted to AliExpress.
Oh, let's say hello to Holly while she's just joining.
Holes, sweetheart, how we doing? Hope you're feeling well. Yeah, and I sort of fall in love with them, and so I've sort of made them as part of my generic setup, I suppose.
Holly said your cage has survived what I can throw at it.
Thank you. Yeah, cool. Try it. Bend them up, smash them up. It's what they're for at the end of the day. It's sort of, I would be devastated if I bought, no name mention or anything, but if I bought a cage for 400 quid and it was not only then made out of like a solid 6mm or something, but if I paid 400 quid for it and then say 100 and odd quid import tax into the country and duties and all that, everything, to then go bending it up, and with the mild steel stuff, the only reason I would make everything out of mild steel just because of the realism, I suppose. And they only don't do it in real life because it would cost you a fortune. You couldn't do, making stainless steel but rock buggies and all that lot cost you an absolute fortune. But the main reason I do it is for longevity. If I built them out of mild steel tube, they'll get mangled, and in 10 years' time will look an absolute mess. Which is all part of it. I get it. Whereas this way round, in 10 years' time, I'm hoping that it should be still pretty much straight and and.
Just want to say hello to Chris again, Chris Young.
Hello, Young.
He says that the channel's great and he really loves the Facebook group as well. Our RC Shack Facebook group, guys.
Yes, mate.
The official one has got most of the.
Yeah, RC Shack official. If you're new here and you don't know, we've got loads of social media outlets. TikTok. RC.Shack7 for TikTok, where that's just me being me. It's just mainly about me and my stuff and what I do. RC Shack Official for Shack Fabrications. I do dailies. I haven't been well at the minute. This is like my first time. I've had like 2 weeks off. I've been a right lazy skiver. No, I've had some problems, but I normally do daily updates, and RC Shack Official is great for you want to know something, or you've built something, or you want to build something. Get on RC Shack Official. We're all on there. That's what we're doing. And then we've got RC Shack. Now, RC Shack is a private group. It's not open to public, but it's more about for you guys building content. If you're making content of your rigs blasting off stuff or smashing up, whatever you're doing, rolling around, complex scale, rock crawling, you name it, go over to RC Shack, join the group. I'll do a one in a lifetime once off while I'm live. If you want to join the RC Shack group, you don't want to answer the questions, put in YouTube live in all the questions and I'll let you in. I'd rather you answer the questions, obviously. Hello. This is
This is our scared little one.
this is my Ruby. She's
not happy with the fireworks, people.
She's not happy. She don't like them. Go on, girl. And then this is a dog that doesn't care about fireworks. This is my little. I'm not allowed to say probably on YouTube what I call her. She looks like something. A wrinkled up something.
She's a cutie.
She's a little love. She don't care about anything. Let me put the dog out, which causes a noise. Come on, go on.
Bless her.
Go on, out.
Ali's just joined the group.
Ali, welcome. So I was saying, I can't afford to put full named brands on these all over. And I'd like to, you know, but I do still put like half decent kit on it. But obviously it's down to the owner to maintain and still upgrade, you know. I try and move them on in the upgrades, you know, F10 metal portals and all brushless. But in the grand scheme of things, tyres, you know, inserts, brass, that sort of thing, that's down to the new owner. So I'm sort of very torn with it, with tyres at the minute. I find it really hard what to use, because some of the stuff I use myself. These BF Goodrich, they're the new fake V3s. So they're the new clones, right? They're new clone tyres. Now they are stickier, they are super soft. And I can't fault this new set. And it's crazy how far things have actually come along in the clone world. I just find incredible. And those BF Goodriches are amazing. But you can't get them in a 2.2, otherwise they would be my go-to. And when I build a 2.2 rig, so I mix it up a little bit, and I can see, I sort of use it to see. Now I do order stuff for these. I did order a set of tyres already for this, and they were absolutely nonsense. And I can't bring myself to actually. I would probably send. Well, I would send them back. So.
So Chris Young agrees. He said they're great clones.
Great clone, amazing clone tyre. That has got a super soft silicone in it. Now these are a 1.9 on a 2.2 rim with a 1.9 silicone insert squashed onto the 2.2. It fattens the profile a bit, but these you can see how I'm hardly touching on them. They're
Holly
just
also
beautiful.
said they look great on a scale trophy truck. They look mint.
Oh yeah, Toms.
Yeah.
Yes, they will, Toms. I can't wait. Guess where my trophy truck is? My trophy truck is in Amsterdam getting trolleys. I've had a notification to let me. The guy we got it off, they do at the minute on AliExpress, obviously, because I've got an AliExpress addiction. They do a massive price reduction, and then it goes up into disinfecting.
Yeah, that was strange, wasn't it? Yeah, your item is currently being disinfected.
Disinfected. So it's come from a right dirty country. Yeah, it went to disinfecting to be sterilised for 3 or 4 days. And then it got a plane, and it said it was in the Netherlands. And I was like, oh, right, sound, it'd be in the Netherlands, and it'll come to here. And then it moved from one side of the Netherlands into Amsterdam.
I'm wondering what you went for.
There is only one to go for. And that is the only one you can't really buy anywhere, and that is a Disco. I love I love all Defenders. Classic Range Rovers. I drive a Range Rover, so that should tell you a little bit about how much I like Range Rovers. And that wasn't by that was choice. I love a Range Rover. I've had a classic Range Rover in 110. And I can just get them. My dog is trying to break in. And I can get a Range Rover, and I could build it. And my last one was a Team Raffy, and it was lovely.
It was, yeah.
And I should never have sold it. So I had to go for the Disco. The only other one on the market is really that D1 by D1, whatever it is. Come on in, you furry little thing. Sounds like I've got an old Lister Petter in the living room now.
Oh no, bless her.
Yeah, and they're so expensive. Now Terry in the drivers group, Terry bought one, and we took it out, and it broke. Literally, and I'm not saying they're all like it, but you know, it broke 5 minutes out the car park. It was very hard to get bits for. It although it's licensed, it's nice, but it wasn't quite right again. And I just fell in love with Nick Arthur's wheel when they got theirs, and they came, and I just fell in love with them. And And then Jem I said, oh God, I said, I really want to make more content on them. There's not a lot out there of people stripping them down and, you know, ripping them up and actually seeing what's going on inside and having actually look inside them. So I thought, oh, I'd love to make some content taking these things apart and then getting out. And I've never been one for proper scale, you know. I like scale with a twist. And they just made me go, do you know what? I actually, yeah, I would love one. And I thought, right, I'm going to sell something and get one. I don't like to spend any money these days on toys. I've got so many of them. The ones I don't use or the ones I'm bored of or whatever, I'll just get rid of them and you know, one for one, like, you know. Jem goes mad if I add to the collection anymore. The last time I added the collection, I walked in the house with a very large boat. She wasn't happy.
I could barely get it through the door. No, I didn't mind.
So yeah, I had to buy the disco, and I cannot wait. Gemma's made me a promise. Well, I've had to promise. Hello, my steam engine. I've had to promise to Jem that I'm not allowed to cut it up or paint it. Yeah, I've got to keep it Camel Trophy for a year.
Just a little while.
Which is cool.
Maybe not necessarily a whole year, maybe.
Maybe not a whole year, no, but I'll keep it Camel Trophy. So, and that sort of made me think, right, okay, I've got to face facts with this. Now, Jem said, I can't paint it.
Here we go now.
And I can't cut it up. But Jem didn't say I can do a full scale ecto cage. Add stainless.
Well, I'd expect you to make it your own. So
yeah, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna do a modern twist to an original Camel Trophy disco, basically. Yeah, and I'm just gonna bring it into the modern world a little bit. Nice little delicate stainless stuff. It's gonna just enjoy it. I think I'm just gonna enjoy it. Trying to keep it standard because it's not what I do, as anyone will tell you. Yeah, just keeping it as a disco. And although I just want to paint it and just do it properly, and there's things I do want to, they're not quite right again. It's a lovely. I think the FMS. I'll be honest now. I think they're probably the best entry level scale rig from what I've seen, what I've handled. You know, what I've personally looked at and held, and, you know, probably one of the best entry-level scale rigs on the market to date. There's not a lot out there that gives you what they've got and how nicely things are planned out on them from what I've seen.
So Chris says, do you guys bash or, do we bash or anything other than crawling much?
No, not these days. Before I start, the reason why I started RC Shack was I flew planes for years. That's all I've read. Planes and boats. Yeah, anything that flew, anything that was in the water, I was there. And I did, for most of my RC life, 30 odd years. And they changed a lot of laws on stuff, and the world just turned into what it is now, and it jarred me with the hobby, and it put me right off it. So I'd always dabbled with bashers, but only 1/5 stuff. Lossy T5s, that sort of thing. So I actually, for a good couple of years, probably a good 4 year, solely just did truggies. And I tried to start a truggy club, a basher club down this way. And I made not the right time. Didn't know enough in the community around me. I'm not from Bournemouth. Grew up in Bristol. Lived in Pembrokeshire for a long time, so I didn't really have the community around me for bashing, and it was just me and another mate, and it just didn't feed my RC addiction. Standing at a track, the same tracks, the same it was just and it drove me a bit nuts. And I dabbled in crawling about 2016, 2000 and maybe before, maybe later, earlier, sorry. And same again, I was still in the fuel mind of planes and stuff like that, and the crawling to me was just a bit like meh. You know, great, yeah, you know. But I was saying, I didn't have the community around me, and then someone gave me a canyon.
Yeah, it was.
Someone found a canyon in a skip.
That's right.
Do you remember?
Yeah, I do.
Someone found a canyon in a skip, and a mate of mine, and was like, "Oh, I know that it might be work, you know." Anyway, he brought it to me, and I was like, "Oh,
Interesting.
yeah." And I was like, "That's probably not worth anything, mate. You know, I don't, you know, I know enough about RCs, and you know, so not running them down because it was a canyon was one of my club rigs for a very long time, but." Building it, changing it, adapting it, and turning it into a weapon, I realised it fueled and fed my RC addiction. It allowed me to express myself in my as art, because it's artwork to me. Express myself in my artist way, and it fed my ADHD. There was enough going on. There was enough in it, and also, I don't care about the weather. I worked out at sea for many
Talking
years.
about weathering, Holly just said, "Will I allow you to weather it?" Honestly, Holly can do what he wants, really. I just thought it looked actually nice for a
She
change.
says that on the line, but when this camera
No.
comes out, she's gonna have it in the
No,
corner.
I won't. Don't say that. No, I don't mind what it does. I just thought it would be nice
Yeah.
if he had an actual, you know, a scale rig for at least a week
Oh,
before.
no, just go. You see what I'm building?
No, you know what I mean.
I know. Yeah, no. It'll be weathered and stuff. Yeah, but Jen, more means don't cut the back off it. Don't turn it into a disco pickup. Yeah.
Chris said ADHD here also, and absolutely the reason why RC is so cool.
Yeah, totally, bro.
Yeah,
Like I was saying,
it does really help you, doesn't
yeah,
it?
and I thought, do you know what? If this does enough for me, it gives me everything I need. I can go out in all weathers. I'm not standing in the same car park or the same field or the same skate park doing the same backflips. Yeah.
You're
And then-
exploring and finding new
yeah, I
ventures
was
and
off out
places.
on the right adventure anyway, and it just fed it. When I very first started this, it was winter time. It was a bad winter. It was ice solid everywhere. Me and Jen was out every day, 7 days a week, literally.
Yeah, nearly.
We were
Yeah.
6-7 days a week. We
Yeah,
were
yeah.
out exploring, finding places. Through the evening in bed, we'd be on Google Maps, zooming in, find some places. Next day, we'd have a little map of where we needed to go. We'd do our little route, jump out the car, have a little explore. And it was the canyon that was like, hang on a minute. If this is, also I'd done my homework then. I knew what the canyon was worth and how many people laugh at it and it's completely out of proportion. And
Yeah, it's large, isn't it?
yeah, there's probably that, but for what it is and I turned mine into a weapon. It was crazy how good it was. But that gave it and that moved it on. And that's basically what I'm trying to do with these. You've got like the canyons of the entry level, the maulers, the ravine. You've got these as the entry levels to get you spark going. And what I hate is the same way I stopped karting is the classes. If you haven't got the money, you ain't having it. Now I get that principle, but when we're talking about stuff that on the grand scheme of things, on mass production even, isn't a great deal of money compared to what is being charged for it is horrifying. And I hate that. So that's the point of me doing these. It's being able to allow anyone pretty much, if you can budget for a couple of months, anyone pretty much, win, rain or shine, to be able to have a one-off full stainless steel, full metal, and I say competitive, I don't mean competitive competitionally, but competitively amongst your mates, out and about. You can smack it on a 7-mile hike and it'll do it. You can take it to a pile of rocks down the beach, sit there, you'll have fun with it. And that's what I want to, that's what I'm doing with where I'm at. It's not about the money or anything.
Like Chris said, he's got a rig as a ravine called Frankenate. He said, "Oh, don't mock it."
No,
To
mate.
be honest, one of our friends has got one. I've got to be honest, it's so super capable.
The
It's
ravine
mad.
is the hidden secret of
Yeah.
touring. I've always said that. First time I saw a plastic ravine, I can't remember where I was. Someone turned up with their boy.
Yeah, we've got a couple in the group actually.
When we first started out, someone turned up with one. I can't remember we were at Hurst Castle or something. I had a little go on it, and I was like, for a floppy, bendy bit of plastic, it was amazing. It was amazing, and personally, they are the untold secret of McDonald's crawling. you know, and I don't say that in a patronising way at all. Like, I call McDonald's stuff like indoor karting. Indoor go-karting is McDonald's karting to me. Polystyrene planes, polys. Don't get me wrong, I've had a lot of polys. I've had some very expensive, very big polys. But it's McDonald's airplanes, you know. So yeah, the ravine, the canyon, that side of it, it's like McDonald's crawling. Everyone loves it. It suffices a whole. And it'll probably move you on to a proper restaurant one day.
He said it was the star of Funduro.
There we are. There we are. Love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah.
Oh, and Holly said, have we found any locations that we've yet to actually go crawling on? Actually, I think we need to find some new ones, Holly. We was talking about it yesterday, funny enough.
Yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice to get a small group of us together.
Go and scout some places out.
Yeah. Pick an area.
Yeah.
Everyone pick a mark. And then just go and jump in a car, do half hour, 40 minutes somewhere, jump in the motor, you know, quick jump. You're laughing at me, boy.
I'm laughing at Chris. He said, if the ravines in McDonald's are speed run cars, Gucci. Brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Then Holly said, Mackie's spec crawler rigs. What an analogy. Mad analogy, yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah. McDonald's crawling. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Brilliant.
I tell you what, it is very good.
Yeah, I thought about opening the door, but with Ruby panting so much, I think it might sound a bit loopy.
Okay, right,
try
I've
it.
nearly done these wheels. I haven't been showing you much, really. I've just been chatting a wheel of nonsense. There we are.
Hang on. Let's get some air in here. I'm boiling also.
Now, like I say, you can see them if you want. Like I say,
Oh, you've just been putting them together, haven't you?
you know, it's how far do you go with them?
They do look lovely.
Yeah, I mean, the tyres are what, 15 quid? The rims are bloody, I don't know, 30 something odd quid. If you get them in a sale, you can get them cheaper, but you know, it,
Yeah, I like them. Look nice.
yeah, how far do you go with it? By the time I spend 35, 40 quid on a set of wheels and tyres, you know, 70, 80 quid on a set of axles, 30 quid on a servo, 70 quid on a bloody motor.
Holly, what's the measuring jug? This is this McDonald's coffee. No, I'm joking.
It's my coffee cup.
Oh, you don't like coffee much?
Pints of Do you know what? I was on TikTok live. And someone said to
Excuse
me,
me.
"Are you drinking gravy?" I thought, God, man, there's some wrongs in the world. like, no, yeah, I went along with it. I was like, yeah, I'm doing gravy. That's my coffee cup. If they're not monsters, it ain't happening. So, yeah. It's, I don't know why. I've always liked it. Cereal out of a mixing bowl. Coffee out of a jug.
Ruby, get down, darling. It's right, she nearly had the whole paint shelf out then.
Right, on your bed. Come on.
Yeah, she's worried, bless her.
On your bed. Sometimes dogs need a bit of assertion, don't they? A bit of authority, a bit of like, get out.
Yeah, if she'd knocked that over, it would have been a job to pick all them paints out.
Well, the paint's how much she was going.
Yeah, she was on the paint section, yeah.
Good God. Right. So, I'm so excited. I'm going to literally take my wheels off and put these on straight away and have a look at Jackpot. Where's the back of it? Right. Last ones. Thank you very much, by the way, for everyone. Whoever's in here, thanks for showing the support, coming in. As it was our first one, I didn't want to go really too mental, and we weren't just sure on setups, how Jen was going to be all right filming, you know, what we could actually get able to do. But now we know, yeah, that it's exactly the same as every other bloody platform. There's just a little bit more to do before you go live. We'll do a lot more of it, and I'll actually get jobs set up. And we can actually do some live fabricating, get the tripod out, set the phone up. Jen will still manage all the comments and all that lot and be the mod. Jem the mod. And yeah, so I haven't got to keep stopping and looking at the camera. I can just get on with stuff. and we'll do some fabrication. I hate finishing a job. I hate finishing them because I'm like, oh, it's over. Because I enjoy it. But at the same time, I'm so excited for number 8.
Danny's just joined us. Hi, Danny.
Junk man Dan, welcome. Yeah, I am so excited about building number 8 because I've already got a theme. I'm going to do an 8-ball theme, and I want to sort of do it like black and white, obviously, with number 8 because it's number 8. But I want to do it. I want to try and make a rounded half cab one side, something weird. Like it's gonna look odd, but at the same time conform to a type of rig that is out there. Yeah, or do a half body. I put a post up on Facebook and in the drivers group. It's a red Yota body, but it's only this much of the body. It is just the doors and the 2 pillars. That is all that is body, and the rest of it is cage at both ends. It's very nice, and I'm bloody tempted to make number 8 like it. The only problem is that I don't like moving on my prices. I swear to like build them for this price, and that's the price it is. But you know, when I start adding bodies on, it's a shame for you can't just go and buy the door section of a body. Like, you know, you've got to go and spend £100 on a decent body, and before you know, you cut it up. Well, a bonnet and a bloody back end isn't no good to me for anything else, if you know what I mean. So it's nice. I get to see him before you do.
So Holly said, with the cages, do you take inspiration from already existing cage plans from what other motorsports, or are they just freehand and see what happens?
No, I won't build anything until I can see it in my head, and I can see it in detail. Like they say to people, can you see a horse? Close your eyes. Can you see a horse? And I don't mean like a, you know, can you actually see a horse in your head? Yeah, if you don't know what I'm on about, Google about people who can see stuff in there. People go, I didn't believe it that people can't. People haven't got a voice in their head. I got friends that I say to them, how do you get your socks on in the morning? How do you do anything? How do you plan anything if you don't talk in your head? You just do stuff. I'm like, what? I have to see it. And I hate building them with someone else's inspiration. So I hate looking at Google. Number 8 is going to be completely different if I do put the body on it, because it'll be the first one I've actually followed something else that's been done out there. I don't know if you can hear this on the live, but the fireworks.
Wow, they're crazy.
Around here.
I might have to go and check Ruby in a
all
minute.
the Russians are invading. Yeah, so I'm like, I don't like to be influenced. If I built something, stood back and went, oh my God, it looks like a such and such, I would be like, I'd be a bit horrified. I'm the same with my tattoos. All my tattoos are I've drawn myself, and the ones I can reach, I've tattooed myself. I would hate to walk down the street and see someone else with a tattoo the same as mine. I think I'd have to take mine off. Yeah, so I don't. Yeah, it's one of them. I want them to be completely individual and have their own sort of take on them. So yeah, we'll see. What's the matter, Jem?
Worried about the dog.
Oh, so Jem's putting all sorts of funny faces at me. She's so used to.
That was actually concentrating face. I wasn't thinking about it until then.
On camera. She's so used to just being the photographer.
I don't like the sound of my own voice, guys. In camera, it's horrible. Especially my laugh.
Have you heard mine?
Yeah, I have. It sounds good compared to mine.
Yeah, like I say, they're not, you know, there's room obviously on all rigs to upgrade, and you know, there's only so much I can pour into them, so we'll see how these tyres fare. They're a copy pattern of the, it'll come to me, they're a copy pattern of something. I can't remember what they are a copy of. God, this thing's big, isn't it? It's a bloody big rig.
Chris said, imagine his Somerset accent. You sound fine. Thanks, mate. Yeah, I don't know about that, but I appreciate it.
I've only just started getting my Somerset accent back. I was broad Welsh through and through forever.
You put a tyre on backwards. Possibly. Chantering away.
No, they're not directional.
Oh.
Don't fall for that. Who said that?
Holly.
Wind up, merchant Holes. Wind up, merchant. Yeah, really Welsh I am. All my kids are Welsh. Well, not all of them. One's from Bristolian, but yeah, Welsh kids. Grew up in Bristol, but lived in Wales. So when I moved to Wales, no one could understand a word I was saying because I was Gert Wicked, proper Gert Bristolian. Like, yeah. And then after 14 odd years, when I moved here, 2000 and whatever it was, up to Somerset, up to Shafts, I was all right, tall, tidy, bad, nice one. See you soon. There. You know, like really well.
change.
People go, bloody hell, you're really Welsh. And over the past 10 years, nearly 10 years, it's just filtered out of me. If I don't drink really, but if I ever do drink, I go a bit Welsh. And
Yeah, you do actually. That's true.
yeah, I go a bit Welshy. And
Danny said he was born in Bangor, so I was.
oh, so he's Welsh then, is it? But he's another taffy. Yeah, I love Wales, and now I'm older, and now I'm used to the way of life in the sleepy Welsh villages. I could move back straight away, but when I moved from Bristol to Wales, wow, I was used to being able to get up at 4 in the morning if I wanted to, 3 in the morning, run out of milk, go to a shop, buy some milk. When I moved to Pembrokeshire, at 10:30 at night, I was like, let's all go out. And they were like, well, the only thing's open's Mirko. And I was like, let's go to Mirko then. And they were like, that's the petrol station, Ben. What? Yeah, it took me a long time to settle in. Do you want me to move some bits for you, Jan?
Yeah, I just want to go and check the dog.
Here we go, look, we'll set that up there. That'll do. Well, I like it. Bloody hell, it's big, isn't it? That is a monster rig. Yeah, I like it. Like I say, all of this needs seam welding in. Every tube is only tacked one side. Just the front leading edge near needs beading in. The main shot plate is all beaded in and done. Yeah, just, I don't know, different, innit? Really different. And it was just very bizarre that when I said about it's got a Herman Munster feel about it. And he was like, I love Herman Munster. And I was like, oh right, is it? Oh right. I thought, that's weird. You know, and then he went, yeah, look. And he's a bit of an artist. In fact, he's a bloody good artist. And he's drawn pictures of Herman Munster. And I was like, okay, that's weird. And then said it's like giving me a Rat Roddy film. I want to put a big, long-reached bonnet on it. And he went, yeah, I love big bonneted rat rods and that. And I was like, this is bizarre. And that's where that whole not wanting to know too much, not wanting to know I don't mind knowing the person. I get a vibe about it. I've got to see it in the head. I'm a weirdo. I can't just, although I do have lots of plans. God, I've got some serious plans for rigs, all in 1-to-1. And then just scale them down. I've been shot! Trevor! Oh my God! It's so loud. It's loud. Admittedly, the back door is open, but it is loud. I've not really got anything to do, to be honest. I have recently got the... What are you saying, Jen? Nothing. I've recently just got the axle onto the front of this, which has been really nice. after cutting the Scout up. Now, you were saying about plans and stuff. This one is designed sort of by, what's his name? Harley Designs. He did Scout 800. So this is Harley's design for the Scout. Well, that bit is this tube that dropped down to the back, and the size of the bonnet and the bottom structure bars. They're Harley design, but it was designed to go onto rails. And I don't like bolting cages to rails. So hello, pig. I thought, right, and that's where it started. Let's get this Scout. Let's make some funky front shock mounts. Let's make a rear shock mount carrier. Let's put a Capra skid in it, and build a Scout 800, which is what that is. But subsequently, the past month, I cut all the back off it completely, bobbed it in, and the same with the bonnet. It's only this main hoop. I just pulled the bonnet in, welded some skids in, some sliders, just mince about on it, and I'll turn it into a bit of a rock rig. I've gone super lightweight. I'm just going to use it for bopping round on the rocks. For myself, it's like I say, it's 4mm bar rod, so it bends quite easy if you give it proper abuse. Do you know what I mean? It had a couple, I say bends, it had a funny little twist in it. I'd have put one half in the vice on the bar and actually jigged the bloody thing back straight. But it's had 2 years of having the shite kicked out of it. But yes, that's what I've done with the Scout. Looks completely different. I've called it Plum, obviously because it looks like a little plum now. That's not her gearbox in it, and in fact it has only been delivered today. I now have, because I absolutely love them, although I don't use the skids, Plum now has her own
Plum gearbox.
plummy gearbox to go in, and it's ready pretty much. We've got to put the motor back in. The only real kicker for me, and this was like heartbreaking. The other day we were going out rock crawling, and I said, spare the moment, ADHD brain. I know. The hour before we're leaving, I know. I'll put a whole brand new front axle on the rig. I'll rebuild the front end quickly. I'll bolt a new gearbox and motor in it, and we'll take this. Jim went, are you sure?
He's mental.
I don't think that's a good idea. Yeah, it'd be fine. Watch this. Bang, slap, wallop. 5 minutes before I'm meant to be leaving, I haven't got nothing else ready. I thought, I'll bolt the motor in there. Oh, will I? No, I bloody won't. I was heartbroken. When I built the Scout, I designed it around a Mark 1 two-low box. And they have flanged bearings. As you can see, they've got a flange silly bearing in them. They're very slimline. So I thought, well, yeah, I haven't done anything, have I? All I've done is added a box like that. Yeah, that was a mistake, wasn't it? Because as it was tailor-made around a Hobbywing Fusion Pro, well, an SE, absolutely heartbreaking. Mind you, where it is, I don't quite know. I did have one. Oh, here's one. Yeah, completely heartbreaking. I grab the motor and I go, oh, do you know what? I'll fit it there. We're always in the car park waiting for people or getting stuff ready, aren't we? So I thought, right, I'll just put the motor in there. Thank God. I thought, I'll just chuck it in here. Oh, the motor don't fit anymore. No, the motor no longer fits. On the Mark 1 gearbox, that was, I don't know, 1/2 mil off the main cross member. So I was a little bit gutted, so it sort of stopped me in my tracks a little bit. But I've just decided, and this is like so like lazy of me, rather than building a whole motor mount and just tack weld a plate in and have it set, just move the gearbox back a little bit. I'm actually just going to undo the skid, move the holes a couple of mil and re-drill the holes and just move the whole skid and running gear that way. So I can bolt the gearbox and put it in. So apart from that, it is ready. I'm so eager to get it out. Really eager to get it out on the rocks. I'm going rock crawling
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly should have done this on the live.
Yes, actually.
What time am I going out tomorrow?
Not early, lovely. Not
Oh.
well. 12:30.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah. So about tomorrow morning, I haven't. This is knackered, and I haven't got any flange bearings. So tomorrow morning, I'm now going to have to just quickly drill 4 holes and move this back. Luckily, it's mild steel, straight through, no worries. And yeah, I'm going to take a plumb out tomorrow. First time on the rocks. Let's get chipping paint. I literally cannot wait. There's not a lot else for me to say or do, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you like it. If you don't, tough shit. Yeah, I hope you like it. Thank you so much for all your support and for tuning in and having a little chin wag with me and seeing what I'm up to. I love it. It's just so different. What a beautiful, crazy looking rig. Please head over, drop us a sub and a like. Go and have a look at our latest rock crawling video. 3 completely different rigs, just driving around on psychopathically big stuff, just ridiculous psycho lines. But really good fun, really lovely video. Jen put a lot of time, love and care into it, and this one actually drove her mad a little bit. She got, yeah, it was a hard edit, wasn't it, for you to get into and sort of do. But yeah, so please go on over, have a look, let us know what you think in the comments on it. We're going to try and make this a regular thing. I'm going to put jobs in place and we'll actually complete fabrication jobs and move on. It's a little bit hard at this stage of the game with the rig because it's nearly finished. And the last thing you want to do is just on camera watching me with a helmet on, just welding. No, you know. But we will start number 8 together in lives, and maybe if I'm convinced Jen, I might just build number 8 when I'm live, and I won't do anything off camera if you fancy that.
Yeah, all good.
Maybe a good idea, isn't it? And we'll set the camera up and you can see me making lots of noises like a pregnant woman while I huff and puff and try to work out what the hell I'm doing. Yeah, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Love you all those. You've been brilliant. Thanks for the comments, and we'll see you on the next one. Just pressing buttons.